Most fourth graders? They're still knee-deep in Pokemon card negotiations, probably trying to figure out how to keep their lunch money safe from the school bully. But picture this. Somewhere nestled in the quiet, tree-lined streets of the Berkshires, a 9-year-old just politely asked the butler for the Wall Street Journal business section. Before school, mind you. Now, that kid isn't weird, not at all. He's just operating on a different playbook, following the same 7 unspoken rules every old money heir learns long before those double-digit birthday candles get lit. If you've ever wondered how some families just seem to have it, not just money, but an ease, a quiet confidence, a certain way of moving through the world, it's because they're playing a different game. They're thinking generations ahead. So if you want your child, your favorite niece or nephew, or even your future self, to start thinking like the kind of family that still owns the very land their great-great-grandfather bought during Reconstruction, you absolutely need to stay with me. I'm unpacking all 7 of these foundational rules in order, and trust me, rule number 4, that's the one most new money families skip completely, often to their own detriment. Let's dive in. Rule number 1, understatement is armor. The first and arguably most crucial rule old money kids get drilled into them, it happens before they even hit kindergarten. Never, ever let your clothes, your car, or your conversation brag for you. This isn't about being humble for humility's sake. It's a strategic move. Flashy signals don't attract admiration. They attract lawsuits, envy, and worse, opportunistic politicians looking for an easy donation. It's a shield, a quiet camouflage in a world that often scrutinizes wealth. Think about it. That t-shirt, it costs $45, maybe 60, not 400. It's well made, sure, but it doesn't scream a brand name. The family car? Often a decade-old Volvo or a Subaru, something sensible that still runs like a tank, meticulously maintained, but utterly unremarkable in a sea of luxury SUVs. The goal is simple, yet profound. Blend in. Don't draw unnecessary attention. But beneath that understated exterior, the balance sheet? Oh, that thing is roaring. It's a quiet power, not a loud display. Parents model this behavior daily, effortlessly. Mom could easily buy out the entire Hermes store, but you'll find her rocking a high-quality, no-logo canvas tote bag. Why? Because, as she'll whisper with a knowing smile, money talks, but wealth whispers. It's a profound distinction. Money, the stuff you spend, can be loud and showy. Wealth, the generational kind, is discreet, enduring, and doesn't need external validation. It's a deep, calm current beneath the surface. This principle extends beyond material possessions. It's about discretion in conversation, too. Old money kids learn that true prestige comes from utility, from continuity, and from a quiet confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. They're taught that manners and social grace are paramount. Politeness, respect for others, the art of listening more than speaking, these are the true markers of a refined upbringing. They learn to write thank you notes without being prompted, to show genuine gratitude, and to navigate social settings with a quiet decorum. Long dinners without devices, patiently enduring slow rooms like classical concerts or formal events. These are the crucibles where patience and endurance are forged. So, if you want to copy this at home, where do you start? Begin with a closet purge. Seriously, anything with the brand name screaming off the chest, anything that feels like it's trying too hard to impress, that goes straight to donation. Replace it with quality basics. Well-made shirts, trousers, and sweaters in neutral, classic colors. Teach your kid that respect isn't earned by flying monkey embroidery on the back pocket of their jeans. It comes from making eye contact, offering a firm, confident handshake, showing up on time, and carrying themselves with quiet dignity. It's about the content of their character and their contribution, not the cost of their clothes. This isn't just about fashion. It's about cultivating an internal sense of worth that doesn't rely on external validation. a fundamental lesson in true self-possession. Rule number 2. Stewardship of legacy. Rule number 2 is a total game changer, flipping the typical mine mindset completely on its head. Old money heirs aren't taught that they own the family assets. No, that's not it at all. They're taught that they curate them, they manage them, they preserve them for the next generation. It's a profound shift from consumption to conservation, from entitlement to responsibility. Imagine this scenario. A kid gets handed a crisp $200 birthday check. Most kids would be thinking about the latest video game or toy. But before that envelope even cools down, this old money kid is given very specific instructions. Okay, 10% of that goes to the donor's favorite charity. 40% goes into the family investment pool, where it can grow and support our collective future. And the remaining 50%? That goes into your long-term trust. That might sound harsh, even a little unfeeling to some, but it's not. It's stewardship in action. It's a real-world lesson in managing resources, not just spending them. Parents make this concept incredibly tangible. They don't just talk about it, they show it. You'll often find balance sheets with names blacked out for privacy spread across the kitchen table. Kids see with their own eyes how much the family foundation gave to the local children's hospital last year. They realize very early on that the family fortune isn't some endless toy chest for their personal gratification. It's a powerful tool, a resource to be managed wisely, to make an impact, and to ensure its longevity. It's about understanding the true weight of inherited wealth and the responsibility that comes with it. This approach is deeply rooted in the idea of a family legacy. Children are taught to view themselves as temporary caretakers, entrusted with safeguarding and growing what previous generations built. It's about continuity, not just personal gain. They learn that their role isn't merely to enjoy the fruits of their ancestors' labor, but to actively participate in the ongoing cultivation of that family tree. This often involves learning through responsibility, taking on bite-sized business projects or asset management tasks under the watchful eye of a mentor. This practical experience, far from abstract lessons, is crucial for developing genuine financial literacy and ensuring the preservation of the family's heritage. So, how can you instill this without sounding like a monocled villain from a Dickens novel? Start small, but start real. Let your child manage a small plot in the backyard. It doesn't have to be a sprawling garden. Even a couple of tomato plants or a small herb patch will do. If the tomatoes fail, fantastic! Lessons learned about soil, water, sunlight, and perseverance. If the harvest is good, even better. Help them sell half at a local farmer's market or to neighbors, and then insist they reinvest the rest, maybe in better soil, new seeds, or more robust gardening tools. Stewardship, whether of money or land, always starts small, but the lessons it teaches are absolutely enormous, laying the groundwork for a lifetime of responsible management. Rule number 3. Capital first, cash second. Here's where most teach kids about money articles hit a wall. They stop at the piggy bank, maybe a basic savings account. But old money? They skip the porcelain pig entirely and go straight to the brokerage statement. Why? Because they understand a fundamental truth. Cash is a snapshot, a fleeting moment in time. Capital, on the other hand, is the movie that never ends. It's the ongoing story of growth, compounding, and enduring prosperity. So a 7-year-old in these circles isn't just learning to count dollars, they're learning that 5 shares of a boring, unsexy water utility company can actually beat $50 sitting idle in a savings account, hands down, any day of the week. Why? Because those shares generate dividends. And what do those dividends do? They buy more shares.
It's a beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle. By the time that girl is 25, that steady drip of dividends, reinvested consistently, has often turned into a respectable down payment on her first home, or a significant chunk of her early retirement fund. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich slowly and surely through the power of ownership. Parents reinforce this critical distinction with things like a family 401k. For every dollar the kid puts into an index fund, mom and dad might match 3 up to the first grand. It's not just a handout, it's an incentive to understand and participate in the growth of capital. The real trick, though, isn't just the matching. It's letting the kids see the compounding in action. Print out the quarterly statement, tape it right there on the fridge, circle the dividend payment, highlight the growth in share value. When those numbers inch up, even by a small amount, celebrate it. Make it a big deal. Pizza night, anyone? You're not just teaching them about money. You're wiring their brains to love the slow, satisfying thrill of ownership and long-term growth rather than the fleeting, quick hit of consumption. This approach teaches a profound lesson in long-term thinking and financial literacy that goes beyond basic budgeting. It's about understanding that real wealth isn't held in liquid cash, but in productive assets, stocks, real estate, businesses. These are the things that generate income and appreciate over time. They learn frameworks, not just formulas, things like pay yourself first, avoiding selling great assets for depreciating liabilities, and the immense power of reinvesting returns. They learn to value sustainability and durability, whether it's in their investments or their possessions, over fleeting trends. This isn't just about money, it's about cultivating a mindset that values sustained growth and strategic planning over immediate gratification, setting them up for genuine financial independence and security.
Rule number 4. Structured allowance equals contract. All right, rule number 4. This is the one, the absolute crucial difference that new money parents often botch. They think they're teaching responsibility by handing over 20 bucks a week and then just walking away, hoping for the best. Old money families, they treat allowance like a junior-level employment contract. It's a formal agreement, a real-world simulation of earning and managing income, long before the stakes get terrifyingly high. The amount of the allowance is clearly spelled out, no ambiguity. The chores? They're not just vague expectations, they're a detailed list of responsibilities, a job description, if you will, with clear deliverables. And here's the absolute key, the game changer. The kid has to invoice the family on the first of the month. Yes, you heard that right, an actual invoice. Miss the deadline for submitting that invoice? Oops, that's a late fee, deducted from their payment. Overspend on candy or frivolous purchases and come begging for an early advance? Sorry, no emergency bailout. That's not how the real world works. The whole point of this system is to simulate real-world cash flow life. It teaches them about earning, about deadlines, about budgeting, and about the consequences of their financial choices. By the time they're 10, these kids aren't just getting pocket money. They're covering gifts for their friends' birthdays, buying their own sports equipment, and even contributing a third of the family cell phone plan. Sounds brutal, doesn't it? Maybe a little intense for a 10-year-old? But what it breeds is razor-sharp budgeting skills, an acute awareness of income versus expenses, and a deep understanding of financial accountability. It's not about being mean, it's about being effective. This structured allowance system is a powerful teaching tool designed to instill financial independence and decision-making skills early on. It forces children to make choices. Do I spend this now or save it for something bigger? Do I prioritize this expense or that one? It cultivates a sense of self-reliance and teaches them that money is a finite resource that needs careful management. It also teaches the value of negotiation and understanding the terms of an agreement, as they often get to help set the pay rates for their chores. So if you want to adopt this tonight,
Here's how. Don't just talk about it. Grab a 3-page contract template. You can find plenty of free ones online. Sit down with your child, have a serious conversation, and negotiate the terms. Let them propose dollar amounts for each chore or responsibility. You'll be absolutely shocked at how reasonable they become when they realize dad or mom won't be playing the ATM anymore. They'll start thinking strategically, understanding the value of their labor, and taking ownership of their financial destiny. It's a tough love approach, but one that cultivates invaluable life skills. Quick pause, because if you're getting value from these insights, you know what to do. Give that like button a tap so the YouTube gods show this to more parents who are genuinely committed to raising financially savvy, responsible kids. And while you're there, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most important money lesson you wish you'd learned before age 10? Drop it in the comments below. I'm personally replying to the first 100. Rule number 5. Save, spend, give jars done the old money way. Now, the 3-jar system, save, spend, give, is pretty common. Lots of families use it, and it's a great start. But old money, they add a brilliant generational twist, especially to that give jar. For them, give isn't just about charity in the traditional sense, it's about impact investing. It's about leveraging money to do good, yes, but also understanding that good can come back, often with friends. So you'll find these kids researching microloans on platforms like Kiva. They might pool their give money to buy a $100 bond for the city library renovation project, understanding they're supporting a community asset while also seeing a return. The core lesson here is profound. Money isn't just for consuming or hoarding, it's a powerful tool that can do good and generate further resources. It teaches them that philanthropy can be strategic, not just reactive. To make this truly engaging, every December, the family hosts a mini Shark Tank. Each child, from the youngest to the oldest, pitches an impact project they've researched. They explain why it matters, how their money will make a difference, and what the potential returns, social or financial, might be. The best pitch, chosen by the family council, wins the family match, sometimes doubling their give jar balance. It's not just about giving, it's about critical thinking, presentation skills, and understanding the power of leverage. And here's another subtle but important detail. These jars don't get tucked away in a closet. They sit proudly on the dresser, visible every single day. Why? Because for old money, humility doesn't mean secrecy. It means intentionality. It's a constant visual reminder of their financial principles and commitments. It's a normalized everyday reinforcement of their values. To copy this brilliant system, yes, set up those clear jars, but here's the crucial addition. Add a 4th jar, clearly labeled Invest. And then make it a rule. 10% of every single dollar that comes into your child's possession, whether it's allowance, birthday money, or a holiday gift, hits that 4th jar. At the end of the year, that accumulated money gets swept into a custodial Roth IRA. This is next level. Your kid, with a simple glance at their dresser, now connects philanthropy, investing, and saving into one cohesive, powerful system. They're not just saving, they're building long-term wealth with tax advantages, understanding the symbiotic relationship between doing good and growing capital.
Rule number 6. Service as status. This rule might just be the most counterintuitive for many. Old money doesn't post selfies on yachts. They post thank you letters from the local soup kitchen, or photos of them elbow deep in mud at a community garden. Kids in these families learn very early that the fastest, most genuine way to feel truly rich isn't through material possessions, but by giving their time and energy where it's most scarce. It's about understanding that true status comes not from what you accumulate, but from what you contribute. Every season, without fail, includes what they call a service sprint. Maybe it's tutoring younger students in reading after school, helping organize and stack hurricane supplies at a local shelter, or meticulously archiving dusty records for the Historical Society.
These aren't framed as punishments or chores. Instead, parents frame it as a profound privilege. "We are incredibly lucky," Dad might say, as he helps lug crates of bottled water, "to have the free hours, the healthy backs, and the resources to do this work. It's our duty and our honor." It's a powerful reframing that instills a deep sense of gratitude and civic responsibility. The rewards for this service? They're not external, they're internal. It's the quiet pride, the deep satisfaction that comes from making a tangible difference. But there are also tangible, though indirect benefits. The stories they gather from these experiences? They work far better in a college interview than any expensive SAT prep course ever could. They speak volumes about character, empathy, and initiative, qualities that can't be taught in a classroom. It also builds networks and connections that are invaluable. These kids aren't just serving. They're learning about different walks of life, developing empathy, and seeing the world beyond their privileged bubble. This sense of duty to serve and give back is deeply ingrained, often stemming from the historical and aristocratic traditions of old money families, where community leadership and social responsibility were paramount. It's about cultivating a self that doesn't need applause, but stands tall through quiet contribution. It teaches them that their family's wealth comes with an inherent obligation to the broader community, linking their personal fortunes to social well-being. Want to try it? Pick one Saturday a month. Seriously, just one. Shut off every single screen in the house, the TVs, the tablets, the phones, and volunteer as a family. It could be at a food bank, a park cleanup, or visiting a nursing home. Make it a non-negotiable family activity. End the day with something comforting, like hot chocolate or a favorite meal, and then have a debrief. Ask, what surprised you today? What felt good? What did you learn? By linking service directly to that feeling of internal satisfaction and warmth, you're wiring your child's brain to associate service with dopamine, creating another powerful, lifelong habit that will serve them and their community for decades to come. Rule number 7. Quality over quantity, always. The final rule, the capstone to this old money education, is a beautiful mashup of delayed gratification and a surprising brand disloyalty. It's about making conscious choices that prioritize longevity, durability, and true value over fleeting trends and immediate consumption. Old money kids learn to save for 2 years, sometimes even longer, for one exceptional pair of handmade shoes. And once they get them, they don't just wear them out. They resole them, they repair them, they cherish them for a decade, sometimes more. Before every single purchase, they're taught to ask a crucial question. Will this last longer than the next growth spurt? It's a powerful filter that completely reorients their purchasing decisions. Because of that filter, they buy less, but paradoxically, they enjoy more. Each item is chosen with intention, cared for, and truly appreciated for its enduring quality. Parents naturally model this relentlessly. You won't see them upgrading the kitchen until the appliances literally rust through or until they're beyond repair. Family folklore celebrates the ancient Volvo hitting 300,000 miles, not the day they upgraded to a new luxury model with heated leather seats. It's about valuing utility, reliability, and enduring craftsmanship over superficial upgrades and planned obsolescence. They understand that true quality often means a higher upfront cost, but a significantly lower cost over the long term, both financially and environmentally. This teaches them to be discerning consumers, to recognize true value, and to resist the constant pressure of consumerism. This principle is deeply connected to long-term thinking and sustainability. It's about investing in durable goods and education, understanding that these are assets that yield returns over time, unlike disposable items. Kids learn to appreciate the craftsmanship, the materials, and the story behind well-made items, rather than just their brand name or fleeting popularity. They understand that less is often more, especially when that less is of superior quality and designed to last. To copy this at home, implement the one in, one out rule for everything. Clothes, toys, gadgets, books. A new jacket enters the closet, an old one, still in good condition, gets donated. A new video game, an old one gets passed on. Kids quickly see clutter not as a comfort, but as a cost in space, in mental energy, and often in wasted money. This simple rule teaches them to be mindful of their possessions, to value what they have, and to make deliberate choices about what they bring into their lives. Bonus, your house stays breezier, your mind clearer, and your wallet significantly plumper because you're not constantly replacing things or buying things you don't truly need or value. It's a powerful lesson in conscious consumption and true abundance. So, there you have it. The 7 unspoken rules that shape the mindset of old money kids long before they hit their double digits. If you take only one rule away from all of this, let it be this. Teach your child to act like a steward, not a spender. Cultivate that mindset of responsibility, preservation, and long-term vision, and everything else, the financial acumen, the social grace, the quiet confidence, will compound beautifully from there. Which rule do you think shocked you the most today? Was it number 4 with that rigorous allowance contract and the invoice system? Or maybe number 6, where service isn't a chore, but a genuine mark of status? Tell me below in the comments. And hey, if you found this insightful, do me a favor. Share this video with just one friend, that person who you know still thinks a Louis Vuitton bag is the ultimate symbol of wealth. Let's help them understand the real game. If we hit 10,000 likes on this video, I promise I'll drop the secret reading list that old money families quietly pass around at boarding school parents' weekend. You won't want to miss that. So subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss it. Remember, true wealth isn't just about the money you have, it's about the mindset you cultivate. And mindsets, just like interest, compound earliest.